and they saw that the 12 gauge fit in the AR-10 lower.
Yeah.
And they were like, why can't we just make this thing work in that?
Yeah.
And they had already developed this other round, and they tried to pitch it to Remington and all this other stuff. But, building a whole new ammo line and getting that adopted is terribly difficult.
Yeah.
Especially if there's only one gun out there that shoots it. Like, who's going to do that, right?
Yeah.
That's a startup, and you got to stay with that for 50, 60, 70 years to make something like that work.
Yeah.
And you got to have big pockets or someone with big pockets to make that actually go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
big sponsors.
Yeah. So they eventually they get a, some type of investment or something. They sell it off to that, and then that goes off, their NDA stuff wears off, so they can go and explore other ideas than the 12 gauge. And then they start to experiment with the 12 gauge traditional legacy shells. And one of the guns that they had on the wall was an AR-17. An AR-17 is another design by Eugene Stoner under Armalite. So how the AR patents worked is that you would have like an AR-10, which is the 308 AR that people know about. You have an AR-15. Notice the sequence. So it's the 10th patent, the 15th patent, and then there's a lesser known shotgun called the AR-17. And it was a kind of a sporting purpose shotgun. It was like a clay or trap kind of shotgun, held 2 rounds, but the barrel was short recoil. So the barrel was reciprocating. And when they saw that short recoil system, they're like, well, why did Eugene Stoner do that on the shotgun? So they didn't port the barrel. They didn't have inertia driven. The barrel moves. So when the round leaves the muzzle, that expansion of the pressure at the muzzle, when it transitions from barrel to atmosphere, pushes the barrel rearward, and that creates your cycle of operation. Now, the AR-17 was way ahead of its time. I believe it was in the 60s. It was built. Maybe my timeline's off on that, but 60s or 70s, but only 3,000 were made. And it's all aluminum, and it also had injection molded plastics. So not polymers, but plastics of the time. And so this was way ahead of its time. The barrel was even aluminum. It's completely wild. So they saw that, and then they said, okay, well, let's make our upper receiver be short recoil operated and see if we can make that work. And so that took lots of evolutions to get it to where it is today. But honestly, they made huge evolutions. The company started in 2014. I give you a perspective. I joined the law enforcement in 2013. So it was just a couple, I really was there at the very beginning, seeing the very beginnings of their startup, and got involved very early with them. And then ultimately I did make a full transition over to Genesis Arms.
How long did that take before you were able to transition over?
I'm trying to remember the exact year. So what happened was, obviously, police officer, COVID happens, and very politically decisive. In Idaho, it wasn't that big a deal.